All right, welcome everybody. We're super excited for another night with she. She builds, she owns, she invests. She is me, she's you, she's all of us. Thank you so much for being here with us tonight. I apologize for last week. We had major technical difficulties. There's usually something, but last week, 2 weeks ago, it was definitely out of hand. So I apologize for that. I owe you the networking session. So I'll try to schedule it as soon as possible. And I love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. Remember that we are on a mission to help 1 million women create wealth through real estate while fostering personal, professional, and spiritual growth. So definitely I can do it alone. That's why we all come together on this mission to help, support, and inspire each other. And the speaker that I have today definitely is gonna take us to another level on every single aspect. So buckle up, enjoy, turn on your cameras if you can, even if you are cooking, running errands, doing whatever. We will love to see you. We will love to see your face. We're live on Facebook. For those who are watching on Facebook, be sure to join us on Zoom. The link is on the comments. That way you can ask questions directly to our speaker and connect with all of us. Okay, a little disclaimer. We're a real estate investment firm. We offer investment opportunities, but each investment has risks. So do your due diligence. Every speaker that we bring has different products or services. We do not endorse any of them. We invite them because we love them. We want to learn from them. We want to be friends with them. But if you want to get into business with them, be sure to do your due diligence. Okay, a little bit about us. Well, she was brought to you by Massive Capital. And just like I said, we are a real estate investment firm. We focus on multifamily and commercial real estate. We have slightly over $500 million of assets under management across Texas, Georgia, North Carolina, and Colorado. As I mentioned, our portfolio is mainly multifamily, but we also do new construction. We do a lot of land development. We do RV parks, senior living, a little bit of everything. So we're kind of like the one-stop shop for commercial real estate, where we can help you do pretty much, anything. If this is something that you want to do, well, there's two ways to get in the commercial side, right? One is just on a passive investor. If you have money sitting on your retirement account or in the bank, you can put that money to work in a real estate asset. Or if you wanna buy your own deals, we also have massive masters where the principals take you under the wing to do deals with us, and you get all the good, the bad, and the ugly about buying this commercial real estate asset. So if that's something that you're interested, be sure to book a call with me. We have a lot of investment opportunities, a lot of deals happening all year long. So if this is something that you're interested, please let's connect. No commitments, just I like to connect with investors, but because the reality is like all of us are in different journeys. We all have different needs, and of course every property different strategies. So let's connect, let's talk about it. I would love to hear from you and what you're doing. Remember that the first and the third Tuesday I'm here with she, and we have these amazing sessions. But the second and the fourth Tuesday, Trevor is here, and he talks everything about commercial real estate, from investing to underwriting to buying deals, do a little bit of everything, right? So if this is something that you want to learn, also be sure to join the other 2 Tuesdays. We have a sponsor, Skyline Title, it's a title company. For every real estate transaction, you need a good title company on your side, somebody who speaks the investor language, somebody that can help you have a smooth closing. Because closings can be hectic, and especially from the smallest property, I buy a lot of land, but from the smallest property to multi-million dollar properties and commercial, you need a strong title company. So check them out. They are based out of Houston, but they have locations everywhere. So if you have a transaction coming up, be sure to give them a call, connect with them. This just happened. So if you didn't join, you miss out. But remember that we do property tours. We take you to our assets. We show you what are we doing. We show you the good, the bad, the ugly of what is to own this real estate asset. So the next one that we have is in Fayette, Texas. Next month. In the Dallas area. So if you this was here in Houston, so if you missed it, I'm sorry, but hopefully you can join us. Stay tuned for the upcoming events. And this is us. We travel everywhere where you want us to go. We attend a lot of events and we love to connect with each other. It's different to see each other in person, give a hug and understand what we're doing. There's a lot of power on networking, and I always say you are one connection away from a completely different life. So hopefully online or on one of these events you can connect with somebody who makes a huge difference in your life, right? When I tell my story, it's just about connections, right? So be sure to join us in person and of course here online. And now, a little different. I would love to hear from you guys. I know would love to see who's on camera, but tell me, why do you think it's important for women to invest in real estate, or just to start investing, right? Why is important for women? Or the other is like, what mistakes have you done with money? Because today we're gonna talk a lot about money and how go from financial freedom. So if you have any words of advice, any of the ladies here, um, I would love to hear. What mistakes have you done with money, or why it's important to start taking control of your? I'm gonna call on Natasha because she's always very active. Oh, or Cindy? Anyone, whoever wants to go first.
Well, I could say that if you don't control your money and where it's going, then it's just going to leave. You have to tell it where to go. So that's a first step in moving forward and investing.
I love it. That's so simple and we take it for granted. Like if we don't tell the money where to go, where it's gonna go, it's just gonna leave. It's gonna keep going, right? So that's
Yeah.
super
Yeah.
powerful. Thank you so much, Cindy.
Mhm.
Natasha, do you want to share anything?
Yes. Hi. It's important to invest your money in order to give yourself freedom to be able to do other things in life and to be able to pass on a legacy and to be able to allow you to make more decisions about the things that you love to do instead of what you have to do.
I love that. Money is all about freedom. It's all about what we can do or what we don't have to do. Uh, the power of money, right? Is money is gonna amplify who we are, and as beautiful, amazing women that we have in this community, it's just gonna amplify the things that we want to do for good, right? Just like Natasha said, for us and to live on legacy. So thank you so much, Natasha. That was great. I loved it.
And now, here's someone you want to hear from, our sponsor.
For over 15 years, Skyline Title has been a trusted name in Texas real estate. From first-time homebuyers to seasoned investors, our team ensures a smooth, reliable closing experience every time. Backed by a decade of partnerships and proven success, we take pride in protecting your biggest investment, your home. Visit SkylineHTX.com to learn more.
And without further ado, I want to bring up our speaker today. She is amazing, just like all of us, right? But she has a very impactful story, and she's doing a lot of things. I'll tell you her bio in a very brief. bio because she has done a lot and I can't wait to hear from her. But she is an award-winning investor, entrepreneur, and best-selling author of Money Moves, right? From financial stress to financial success. She's the founder of Dream Big Ventures, host of her Moves podcast, and a first advocate for women in business. Within over 20 years of global leadership at Chevron, managing $9 million capital projects, Staci
Billion.
now, ah,
Billion.
billions. I said billions with a B. Yeah. Stacy now invests in real estate, venture capital, and women-led businesses. She's a proud Puerto Rican and Cuban single mother of two, and she is in this mission to help women create financial literacy and entrepreneurship through her Dream Girls Investing. No, Dream Girls Foundation, inspiring women and young women to dream bigger and build wealth. So welcome, Stacy. I'm super excited to have you here.
Where, it could be toxic in your work culture. I mean, there's many areas of our lives that can be improved if we are financially independent. So I'm very, very passionate about this topic.
Let's get on. Let's get on, right? Because just like you said, you managed 9 billion with the B in projects for Chevron across different continents before launching Dream Big Ventures. So, what inspired you to leave the corporate world and join the entrepreneurship and the investing side of the world?
Yes. So, hello, everyone. I when I joined Chevron as an intern when I was 20 years old, okay, I did my undergrad at University of Houston, and I had no idea that I would still be there 22 years later. But I ended up having a pretty rewarding career. It took me all over the globe. I had a few expat positions in China and in Angola, and met some amazing people, had some incredible experience as a leader. But I got to the point where I'm like, all right, I always tell my kids to chase their dreams. So why am I not doing the same? And I decided that I needed to put my own career and my life in my own hands and take charge of it, and decided to leave and start Dream Big Ventures. The reason why I started doing the investments is, it's like, okay, 22 years at this company, and I had some real estate investments. I had, of course, 401k that I was putting money into. However, there's a whole big world out here that I didn't know about. And it wasn't until I started Dream Big Ventures that now, I mean, my network has expanded exponentially. Now I've learned about the multifamily units and the hotels and wineries and, so many different things and different avenues. It doesn't just have to be the stock market, although that is a pretty good foundation, but it's great to diversify and have a portfolio that is diversified and not put all your eggs in one basket. So yeah, it's been a really great journey. I actually was motivated, not only by my children, but also I attended a executive leadership conference for women, and Serena Williams was the keynote speaker. And that's where I learned that only 2% of venture capital goes to women and underrepresented founders. And actually, I think since then, the number is even lower, which is a shame. And having worked in a very male-dominated industry in oil and gas for that long, I never thought that it was possible for me to get to the top and be a C-suite leader, because in that company of 40,000, 50,000 employees, I never saw a Latina in the C-suite. So I didn't think it was possible. So big reason why I started Her Money Moves, the Her Money Moves podcast and the Her Money Moves community, was because it is so powerful that if you see her, you can be her. And I was at an external conference and the vice president of Pepsi was Puerto Rican. And I'm like, what? Like, it shocked me because I didn't know it was possible for women who from my culture and background and who look like me to be in a leadership position, at a major global company. So once I saw that, and I'm like, yes, it is possible, I can do this. And it just motivated me. And I know like the way that it helped me, that I could do the same thing for other women and for girls, and for my daughter. So that's where that came from.
Wow, I
How
love
that
it. I
started.
love it. And that's so true, right? Like it's so inspiring, right? Like who are we? The rooms that we're putting ourselves can fast track our journey 10 years just by seeing that is possible. Sometimes like all of us, we have certain goals and dreams. And when you are surrounded by other women who are living 10 times your dreams, like wow, like this is, it is possible, like that didn't even cross my mind. I didn't know that was possible, right? So when we surround ourselves with powerful women and men too, right, in the industry, it's just like it we don't know the impact that has. So just like you said, when you see her, how do you say, you
You
see her.
be her. Yes. So
Absolutely.
that's why I started the podcast. I mean, all the things that have happened since I left that corporate career. And okay, I can't say it's all it's not easy at all being an entrepreneur, let me tell you. Okay. There's so many ups and downs. It's such a roller coaster. It is extremely challenging. Um, there's certain things that the corporation, there's that safety net there of every 2 weeks, you know exactly how much is coming in and come in out of your paycheck and what's coming in. You have amazing benefits. Once I became an entrepreneur, it's like that insurance, the health insurance and everything was way more expensive as a business owner than it is whenever you're an employee. You get a much better discount because they've got 20,000 people. So I mean, it's definitely has its challenges, but the things that I have experienced that I had no idea I would ever, some things I couldn't even dream up. I never thought I'd have a podcast, or an author of my book, putting on summits, traveling the world, speaking and connecting with so many people, and getting paid to speak, and going to NASDAQ twice now, and having our picture up there on the tower, and speaking at South by Southwest twice. I mean, there's just been so many things that gives me chills, because I never expected it. But then it's like, then whenever you experience something and you meet more, and it's like, okay, well, now I'm ready to go on a global book tour. Because personally, my dream is to get paid to travel the world with my family. Like that's my dream in a very simple words. I love having my kids with me. I was just in Chicago at the Q3 Angeles Investor Summit, and I'm on the board, and I'm an investor in their fund and an angel investor with the group. And I had my Chicago book launch there, and my kids were with me. I mean, that just fills my heart and my soul to be able to share that with them, and that they're around so many incredible pillars in the community, and leaders from around the nation, for them to interact with. So it's really,
Yeah, it's definitely, you're touching a lot of lives and it's so inspiring you. So tell us a little bit about your book, from financial stress to financial success. So tell us a little bit more about your book and what are some practical steps that women can take to start shifting from financial stress to financial success.
yeah. So Money Moves. First of all, hope you love the hot pink. I know there's not too
We
many
love
books out.
it.
Yes. So every single day of our lives, we have to make a financial decision, but yet the majority of us are not prepared. We don't have that curriculum. Financial literacy is not a curriculum in our schools. We don't learn about it at home. And so we're kind of left to just figuring it out on our own. And most of the times we trip and fall and we fail, and we're trying to climb out of debt, taking years because we just don't know any better. And, sure, there's some financial shows out here, but I mean, that kind of jargon, it goes over most people's heads. I mean, and it's boring, watching Bloomberg and some of the things, and just, ticker marks and green and red. And so this is very simple. It is for the general population. Anybody can pick up this book and learn and grow. It is a tool for them to be able to take control of their finances and, you know, understand, have a better understanding of themselves and their relationship with money, and be able to have a roadmap, you know, to put a plan in place and to follow it. And after each chapter, I have reflection questions so that, you know, you can use it as a workbook and to learn and to apply it to your life. So yeah, and I've been getting really amazing feedback and reviews from people about how much it's already helping them to grow their money mindset and to help them transform their lives.
Absolutely. And what are some things that you see that are important, like that of course you experience, that gave you the opportunity to start investing after you left the corporate world and create financial freedom?
Yeah, well, I have to say real estate, and of course that applies, you know, with the she investments, is absolutely lucrative. Most real estate, especially if you are able to invest in an area of growth, you end up over time accumulating value. You can also leverage it as, because it is an asset, you could use it as rental property, long-term or short-term rentals. So I have short-term rentals and they're doing beautifully because of where they're located, you know, Airbnb. So I highly recommend that for just some cash flow. If you need to be able to tap into that, you don't have to worry about being penalized like you do in your 401ks. You know, same with life insurance, you know, making sure, because sometimes in our families and in our cultures, we're not informed enough to understand that, hey, one thing is certain, we are going to die. You're not going to live forever. So why not help your family and leave something behind for them? So, you know, like, to me, it's a no-brainer. Everybody should have life insurance. And then if you get certain, you know, like the UL, some of those other, instead of the term, but the ones where it grows, you can also take a loan or tap into that whenever you need. And again, you're not really penalized like you are with some other financial vehicles. What else? Oh, college, you know, of course we want to set up a great future for our kids and our nieces and nephews. So I mean, I highly recommend those 529 plans. You know, and of course having like that Warren Buffett mindset. I mean, the stock market has done pretty well. I mean, between 10 and 14%. So you just have to be patient, not panic during downturns, because, you know, it's going to happen. It's always going to go up and down. That's just kind of the history of it. So it's during those times to just kind of like hold on to it. Don't panic. Eventually it's going to go back up. And you can just watch it accumulate, that compound interest, let's say accumulate. And next thing you know, you've got, you know, $500,000 or $1 million in your savings, you know, which is incredible. And I would say, you know, taking the time to join investment groups, you know, so you can become aware, you know, learn, read, just, you know, educate yourself on things, so that you can get in early. You know, I mean, gosh, if you knew Walmart, Nvidia, you know, all of those things, if you were an early investor, you would be sitting on a pretty good, uh, hill of money by now, right? And I'm an early stage investor in startups. So I do, you know, angel investing and venture capital. And so, you know, it's a lot more risky. That's why only accredited investors are able to do it. So because out of that, maybe 20 fund, let's say 20 companies are in a fund, and maybe 20% of them, if you're lucky, will become a unicorn, right? So you're kind of banking on that that one or two companies are going to do amazing. And then you know that some of them are going to fail. They're not even going to be around. Some of them are going to lose money. Some are just going to break even. So I have not been able to see the return yet, but crossing my fingers that, maybe in 5 or 6 years that those companies are going to exit and have a really, really beautiful return.
Absolutely. And that's what you say is so important to diversify, right? Because if you were just waiting on that, on those returns, like you have a 50-50, and yeah, if they turn out like
Less
a
than
unicorn
50.
company, that you're set, but what if you lose it, right? So, but like for example, real estate offers that cash flow, that stability, uh, that okay, no matter what happens, like I have my paycheck, right, coming in, or the cash flow for the properties. So that's why, when I talk to people, I really like to know how much risk they can take. Why do they really need, right? Like for on the other side, like when you have a business, when you have other incomes, you can probably risk it a little bit more, or you don't really need the cash flow, but what you need is like your money appreciates faster, right? Like especially when you have retirement accounts, like I tell people, just put in a new construction, because your money is gonna go back to the custodian. So even if we send you a check every quarter, like it goes to the custodian so you can really use it. So, with that being said, there are millions of things that you can invest. You just need to be very careful, and just like Stacy say, like really understand what you're doing, understanding the risk
Ask
and knowledge,
questions.
right? Mm-hmm.
Yes, ask lots of questions. Don't ever be afraid to ask anything.
Absolutely. And the reality is, like, if you have that question, there's a high chance that somebody else has the same question, but you are the only person who is brave to speak up and share, right? So, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And, women, we don't realize it, but we have the power of the purse. We are the person in our household and in our community who is the one making the decisions on what we spend our money on. We are the biggest consumers, and it continues to grow, like in the world. Billions, I think it's like in 30 billion or trillion. I have the statistics in one of my slides, but we own the purse, so we need to recognize that and own our power. So instead of just buying things all the time, like we need to buy assets and things that are going to multiply and help us build our wealth, and not things that are going to lose value as soon as we drive off the lot or we leave the store. We're like constantly buying things online, coffee, and we could put that money back instead and invest and grow our empire.
absolutely. I have a rule because, like, of course we love the purse or the brand, whatever, like we all have different luxuries that we like, or just traveling, right? But just like Stacy say, that's something that is not gonna grow our money or our net worth, right? Like we are just spending them. But a good rule is like invest your money, and then with the cash flow that you get from or the dividends that you get from that investment, then that's what you can use for the coffee shops and the Gucci, the Chanel, or whatever you want to buy, right? But it's different. You're not spending the money that you're working on, to use that as an expense. You're investing, and then the returns is what is paying for all the lifestyle. So that's what I do, and it has helped me. But yeah, let's I also want to talk about that, because you also have, of course, invested in real estate that we already talked, but you also have hotels and a winery and and a bank in your portfolio. So tell us a little bit about all that diversification. What do you look when you're investing? What's your criteria? Because for me it's just like, okay, I know real estate, so I focus on real estate because that's what I feel comfortable. And I diversify on real estate, like from land, new construction, multifamily, single family, all that, but just real estate. But you have a very diversified portfolio, so tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I really went into it being very intentional about investing in women-led businesses, women investments. So that's where I invested in Agility Bank. It's a women-owned bank here in Houston because, gosh, we need all the support we can get. Do you know, women business owners, founders, I mean, it is like a struggle. It is so difficult to get funding for anything. So, I've been very intentional about that. So I've got the Agility Bank. Then I think it was about 40 women investors. We invested in a 40-acre winery in the Sierra foothills in Northern California. And it has a luxury inn. It's beautiful. I stayed there before, and you could have retreats there. You could go on holiday. So that's doing well. What else did I've invested in a few, of course, some, venture capital funds that are women led. And then I have a few others that are direct investments. Like there's one called Neurable, and it's for neuroscience and helping people, because gosh, we have so many things with mental health and being able to focus and learn, where are we most productive. And so that they use headphones. I don't understand somehow, but all the ins and outs of it, but really excited to see the impact that it's making in our society. So yeah, it's pretty diverse, women's health, obviously, a lot of investors and a lot of the big, huge VC funds and firms are led by men. So they don't understand our health, and a lot of them don't care. So just being very intentional about what I invest in, because it's just important to me.
I love that. Yeah, sounds like you really focus on the impact, and then you get in the nitty gritty of
As
all the
well.
numbers
Gotta also do
and
the
all that.
numbers, make sure it has a good return, and that the founders have experience, and because you don't want to just throw your money down the drain. So you got to do your due diligence on any investment that you make.
Absolutely, absolutely. I love it. And then I know the ladies are gonna have a lot of questions. We have some things on the chat. I put all the links for Stacy, and I'm gonna continue posting them. But you have a Money Moves Summit coming up in Houston, and I'm personally attending. But tell me everything about it. Tell us all the details. Um,
Oh my
and
gosh. Yes, I'm
yes,
so
I'm
excited.
super excited.
It's our second annual Her Money Move Summit, and it's going to be in Houston. About 100 women investors, founders, and corporate professionals, attorneys who are partners in our firm. I mean, you talk about networking. I mean, this is the place that you want to be. And then the speakers are just like, I feel so blessed when I look, and they're all people in my network, who are like, yes, Stacy, like, yes, love to support you. Definitely want to be there. And so I'm so grateful. I've got Sandra Velasquez. She's the founder of Nopalera. She was on Shark Tank. Her body care products are in Nordstrom and Ulta. I mean, she's just like, I heard her speak at and she brought everybody up on their feet, like the entire, and it was like 2,000 people there. So she is amazing. Gonna have chills. Jade Simmons, she is a global powerhouse speaker and does corporate events all the time. And at Lakewood, she's also a classical pianist. So she's going to definitely fill everybody with inspiration and motivation. We've got Crumbles COO. Anybody love crumble cookies? Okay. The COO, she's a friend of mine, and excited that she's flying in town to give a keynote about growing and scaling companies, because she was there when they first started out. We've got even Rafa Racing. So Maite Caceres, as I told you guys, I have my podcast, Her Money Moves, and I interview women who are at the top of their industry. So I interviewed a professional race car driver. She's in her early 20s, one of the few Latinas who's been in the F4 Academy. So she's going to be there in person. Also, we've got, oh my God, I'm like, I need to look at my flyer. I've got a Hollywood actor. Okay.
Oh,
Bashir Salahuddin. He was in Top Gun Maverick. And, he went from like medical school to Hollywood and just talking about, the resilience of that, kind of changing gears and what it took. I mean, he was the reason why he was a writer and director, and then eventually also, got in front of the camera. So just some really, really incredible speakers. The room's going to be filled with really amazing, brilliant people. And then the sponsors, and we've got just great gifts and the energy. DJ Karina Lopez, who's
I love her.
she's going to be DJing and, bringing that energy. So super excited. It's going to be incredible. So I hope to meet all of you in person there. And of course, I'm also going to be doing my book signing. So you'll be able to get a copy and, so I can sign the book and give a personal message and get to meet each and every one of you.
Absolutely. I'm super, super excited. Definitely. I'm looking forward to seeing you there and just like you say, connecting with other women. There's a lot, it's a lot of work putting events together. I have done it.
Yeah.
And kudos to you. I'll send you all the positive vibes, and definitely that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you before the summit so you could share with the ladies. Who's based out of Houston here? Natasha, Vanessa, are you based out of Houston? No? Okay. So I know Natasha is in Houston. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Marianne.
but
Okay.
the good thing is Her Money Moves. So if you follow me and join our newsletter and our community and subscribe to the podcast, and you'll see we're taking it on the road. So I believe in November we'll be in New York. We have plans to go to LA, to Miami, Chicago. So we'll be coming to you.
Love it, love it. Awesome. Well, I definitely wanna get some time to the ladies to ask you questions. So if you have questions, please put them on the chat. Start raising your hands. And before we go to that, I wanna ask you, Stacy, what does She Builds, Owns, Invest mean to you?
Yeah, it's great to see this community of women coming together, and we're stronger together, and just becoming more aware and connecting with other women who are interested in growing our wealth. So yeah, it's amazing what you've built here, Jasmine. I'm very impressed.
Thank you. No, thank you so much. I'm just as impressed and honored to have you. I know you have done a lot, and now that was another question that I had. Like you talk about dream bigger, right? But what's next for you?
Yeah, I definitely global book tour. Just being able to connect with people, it fills my heart, being able to go to schools, and because we know that we lack this curriculum in our education, but to be able to go in and share this tool and this book with students, because like they go on the college campuses and immediately can get approved for credit cards, but get no kind of background and training on how to use it, and that you have to pay it back and all the interest that is on it. So I am just really excited about that mission, just to continue growing, the outreach. And also the Her Money Moves podcast season 3 is going to premiere in September, and our first guest is CJ Stroud's mom, Kim Stroud. So super excited about that, and we have some really, really incredible guests that we've had in the past, and and for this season as well. It's going to be amazing. So hopefully you all subscribe. It's on YouTube and Spotify. But I go all over the country and interview these incredible women who share their challenges and their stories and how they prevailed, and give really great strategies and tips on how to succeed in, whatever industry that they are in. I've actually interviewed two billionaires, two women who sold their businesses for $1 billion. And you would think like that, oh, maybe she kind of grew up with money or, came from that. And it's like, no, not at all. Grew up poor and started that business, and 13 years later sold it for $1 billion. So if she can do it, so can you.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's why I'm so, my heart is very close to these communities, because we really get to see the stories. Like, if she can do it, I can do it, and you can do it. And we help support and inspire each other. So super excited for that. All right, there's some questions on the chat. And does anybody have some questions? Please raise your hand. Yeah, Vanessa has one. Go ahead and unmute yourself.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. I am shaking of excitement. I'm so excited of all of the amazing knowledge you brought on today and the energy you brought on and just everything. Truly, thank you so much for everything you're doing. I share that mission of wanting to help women, and I love that at the beginning you also said that one of the focuses of empowering financially is also so that people can leave toxic situations or dangerous situations. And that's like really big for me. And I'm so glad that you're making an impact there as well. Oh, I'm gonna cry. No, but seriously, thank you so much. I wanted to ask you, for instance, in terms of maybe books besides yours. I'm so excited to get yours. But maybe if you have any book recommendations that have really helped you with your success in life or business, I would love to hear them. And yeah, thank you so much. I'm sorry for rambling, but it was a great session.
Oh my gosh, Vanessa, whenever I could see you expressing, even though you were on mute, but I could see you, smiling and clapping and all of it. And I was like, oh my God, I love her. So I hope to meet you in person one day, and happy that you asked a question. And yes, one thing that I didn't mention when I said that is I'm a survivor of domestic violence. So, and being financially independent really helped me to get out of that. And I know that there's so many women who are in very terrible situations, and the only reason why they are in it is because they're not financially independent, and they don't think that they can survive without having to depend on somebody, especially if they have children and things. So I just know how it can transform lives, and same with education can transform lives. So it's so important, and same with the work culture. I have been into situations where you just know it wasn't right, and that I needed to leave, because I was like, I would not want my daughter to put up with this shit, and I'm not gonna. As far as books, I was inspired by one of the podcast guests that I had on. Her name is Liz, and she's the author of Dream Big. Wait, gosh, what is it? Okay. I saw her speak, and then I was like, oh my God, that's the name of my company, is Dream Big Ventures, and hers is called Dream Big and Win. And so and then I invited her to be a guest on the podcast, and she said yes. And she's one of the women who sold her businesses for $1 billion. So I definitely I recommend that one.
So much. And thank you so much for being so open, because I think it can really help people, even just talking about it and just everything you're doing. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for taking the time today for coming and teaching us so much. Thank you.
Please connect with me. I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, thank you so much. I will on LinkedIn.
Yeah, put all her links. So yeah, all her links are there. Cindy, you're up next.
I love your story about well, kind of escaping domestic violence. And there's some of that in my mom's history. So I was a child in that type of environment. But your book, my husband and I were talking about the purposeful financial illiteracy in our schools. And coming from an education background and having homeschooled my kids, and seeing the continuation of financial illiteracy, even in that area, I'm wondering if your book is appropriate for like homeschool groups and maybe even um, rescue missions or rescue houses where women escaping not just domestic violence, but the sex industry. I live in Nevada where it's legal in areas. If it would be appropriate even in that environment.
Oh, absolutely. Those are really amazing recommendations, Cindy. And yeah, if you can get me connected with the homeschool group, I think it would be transformative for any and for people who are survivors of sex trafficking. Absolutely.
Okay.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
I love it. Thank you so much, Cindy. Shirley, you are up next.
Hi, I'm gonna get myself on video, sorry.
Yay.
Like always, as a woman, we're always multitasking, right? So no, I really I don't come to She's often as I love. But when I do have the time, I love getting in here to because there's a lot of great women that Jasmine always brings on. So thank you, Jasmine, for tonight. It was really great. Thank you so much. And what stuck out was your passion to really help women understand financial security and their wealth, because 9 times out of 10, we don't even think about these things. You know, one of the instances that I know it's already happening in our demographic is the great wealth transfer, right? So a lot of the baby boomers now are passing away and are leaving these legacy funds to either their children, right, or their spouses, or women that have been separated from their husbands and they're inheriting something, right? And so what are we teaching the women how to manage their wealth, right? How do they go about doing that? And a lot of times we don't even know what to do with that. You know, so I know this is, I mean, I'm reading it now and I read it from Elvest. I don't know if you guys know about Elvest, but it's a women-owned, women-ran investment firm. And they sent out this blog about what's it called, the feminization of wealth. Because as time gonna go by all the way to 2048, there's going to be this wealth transfer, trillions and trillions of dollars that are going to be handed off to these women. And where is the knowledge for us to learn how to leverage and how to manage these funds appropriately? This is our time. This is really our time to take the heed, right? To take the initiative. So I really love what you're doing. To me, that is part of my passion. Jasmine knows that. I mean, I've been going through my own journey. I'm a multifamily investor. Jasmine and I are in the same kind of circles and all of that. I just purchased a property in the Dominican Republic, and that's going to be handed to me in a couple of months. And I'm like, okay, here we go, next phase of this operation, right? But it's really being intentional of what we want to do with this money. It's not about making money. A lot of times for women, it's all about the impact. How are we impacting our children, our families, our communities? Not necessarily about the money. So I really love seeing other women that are truly like standing in the front and taking the lead as leaders to educate other women on how to manage how to manage money and how to manage these funds. So thank you so much. That's really what I wanted to say. Definitely, I have the link from Jasmine. I'll definitely connect with you because I really want to learn about this wine investing thing. I'm a sole believer in like just really having a different mix in my investment bag. And I'm a wine aficionado, so that would be the natural transition.
Well, one day we'll have to all have some wine together and talk money, right? Talk about making
For
Yes,
sure.
that's what I was gonna tell you. We need to host an event on that winery, Stacy.
Yes, let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's
Yes,
do it.
yeah. My husband and I, we're members of wine clubs, but we do not, we haven't invested in a winery, so that's exciting. Yeah, thank you so much, Shirley. Always, every time that Shirley comes, she also has her books. And she's so powerful. Everybody here, like that's the beauty about this community. We all help, support, and inspire each other, all of us. So thank you so much for being here. We're right on time, but before we do that, any last words of advice that you have for us, Stacy?
To continue to invest in yourself, to believe in yourself, and dream bigger. Make those money moves.
Let's go get it. Yeah, thank you so much for being here again. I look forward to seeing you at the summit. And
Yes, I hope all of you that I get a chance to meet you at some point, whether it's in Houston or one of the other cities. That would be amazing. And yeah, please reach out, please connect, subscribe to the podcast and order the book, and let's stay connected.
absolutely, absolutely. And for all the ladies who are watching the replay, I'm gonna be sharing all the links so you can connect with Stacy. Hopefully, you're not watching too late, so you can attend the summit. It's September 12th, right?
Yes.
September 12th, here in Houston. So I'll put the links on the chat. And for those who are on the WhatsApp group chat and the Facebook group, be sure to check out all her links. Just like she says, subscribe to all her podcasts and everything that she has going on. Once again, thank you so much, Stacy, for being here. And thank you, ladies, for being here, for sharing with everybody and supporting each other. I love seeing your faces, and I'm so happy that you guys get value out of this session. So thank you so much. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you, ladies. Have a good night.
Thank
Thank you.
you.
Good night. Bye.
Bye bye.